Hello, hello. Welcome back. Last video was a complete disaster because I, of course, managed to mess up the microphone. So I didn't record any sound. So I have just uploaded this video and just added some music to it. If some bits, you can see all the coding and things like that, but the comments are lost. So that's life. How far we actually got. Let's see. Well, let's see. Yes, there, my lord, that took its time. So, yeah. That's how far we got. The pull screen routine is done. The print is almost done. Well, maybe it's done. I haven't decided yet. I'll see if I do some more alignment to left and right and these things. That's not exactly critical. So the pull screens are done. Now also we need to not only pull the screen, but we have to fetch from the buffer and put onto the screen as well. So it's if you remember, no, you don't remember because obviously that was lost the comments. But he fetches from let's say in this case screen memory 1, and then he just adds 40, which is each line is 40 characters. So he fetches from line number 1 and he writes it to line 0, and then he just fetches from line 2 right to line 1, etc. Which is the way you have to do it to actually pull the screen. If you copy it in any other way, it will be wrong. And then here it's just basically the same for screen memory 2, and it just uses a loop for 24 lines. So what is necessary to do then is after these lines are done, we need to fetch from the print buffer, and it's time to actually stop writing to the screen and put it into the buffer. So I had a print buffer here, which I called just temp, so I will actually call it print buffer this time, and this will be the memory location for it. And I have a constant here, which I then will just remove. Then I will fetch from the print buffer, and I will store it to screen memory, and that should be line 24, which is the 25th line. Yes, that is correct. I need to index that. And then we have to fetch from the print buffer plus 40 and write that to the print buffer. That should be it. And then I have to do the same for screen number 2. And let's get it right. I need to store it, not read it. So here I also want that looped. So that's good. Yes. So now we're writing to the print buffer, and this will pull from the print buffer when you scroll it up the screen. The soft scrolling we completed, which we have done here. So what is remaining then is basically just to time this so that it does things in the correct sequence. And we have the upscroller here. And this is the soft scroll value, 17, which the 1 will turn the screen on and 7 will push it down. and then he will check if it's 10. Yeah, maybe that has to be 0f, but okay, we'll fix that if that's the case later. And if it's 10, he will complete soft scroll and start to actually pull the screen, and he will reset the soft scroll value. So what we basically going to have to do now is to make a flip-flop of some kind. And actually we're just gonna make one here, it doesn't matter. So we'll make that here, we'll just put a byte here, and we're gonna call this double buffer flip flop. That should be fine. And we will just invert it, and we will write it back to it. So every time this gets called, we want to change what screen we write to, what screen we pull, and things like that. And then now I'm gonna set up some checks based on this flip-flop. This part should allow me to decide, and here I have to pull the screen. So what I'll do here, if this one is 0, I'm just gonna skip down. And then if it's not 0, that means FF. We'll just pull the screen. And let's complete there. And if not, it will do screen number 2. So let's just see what that looks like. Too far. Yes, because I forgot to write it. Yeah, doesn't do much, does it? The question is, are we properly writing to the print buffer? So let's see. That's linear, yes. Actually, what we probably also need to do is, or actually what we're going to have to do, we need to make some more lines as well. And that has to be handled by the scroll routine. So let's make that line 3, 4, and 5. And this one should not be called from here. The upscroller, whenever it's either doing one or the other here, he also should print out new text. Where this should go right now, I'll figure out later. But for now, I'm just gonna put it in there, and it's gonna be probably buggy as hell, but then I can adjust it so I get it to run smoothly and do things in the correct time and these things. So that part is fine. And another thing that I have to do is actually Ah, I already made a flag for that. Where in the heck was that? Yes, I did. I made it up here, so that's fine. I'll delete that. And I will use the yes, that's fine. So here he will check the flip-flop and then he will either show screen memory 1 or screen memory 2. So that's, yeah, and we see at least something's happening here. All right. This could be totally opposite. Well, at least yeah, he writes this one, so he actually needs to, once he gets to 10, he will write it, skip to here, and he will reset it to 17, which will not be written before next time. Yeah. Is that the best way to do this? Probably not. If I do it like that, I should read or check if it's 0f. Yeah, okay, fine. I could use the value directly from here also. But anyway, so if he's 0f, he will reset it. And then I also want to write it. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Now, the next thing that needs to then be handled is basically once we finish printing a line, we need to start next time we print a line, we should read the next line, obviously. So the next text line. Now it's just repeating the same line over and over. So let's see. This is where he actually points to the text. And if it's FF, it's done with the line. He does his thing. And this is just for the counterpart. That's that jump from here, calculates to center it, but we need to do something else here as well. So as soon as this has been increased, but once it hits FF, which is the last character on that line, it will not be increased, because then this will not be executed. So I'm thinking of doing that here to make sure we always increase that one. And then I probably need to do that here also, right? No, I used the same one. So, okay, let's just check that. Didn't exactly help, did it? But I'm pretty sure this has to be done here. So anyway, when the line is done, what else do we need to do? Well, actually, he uses the same. So this must be possible to do. No, I need it here. Yeah, that's true. But I don't need to actually increase it because I have the values. Yes, I do. So zero page temp actually contains the character is kept in the X register. So I have the character in the X register. Yeah, well, I need to read every character again, so never mind. Yes, this has to be like that. So same thing here. The text pointer, where is that increased? It's increased here. And I think that has to be done here. Just a little bit OCD attack here. Double width, that should also be done line. Yeah, so that is completely done. All the way here, so fine. Okay. Now, increase that here means that even if it's FF, he will move on to the next character. And I have to add a different character for if I wanted to start from scratch again. But that is fine. But now he's completely bonkers. And looks like he crashed almost. Probably he meets a lot of FF characters and then gets busy. Well, that's fine. Let's use 80 as a control character for restarting. So check if it's FF. If it's FF, done. So if it's 80, reset the scroll text. So we will need yeah, we can use the hell. Move 16 from the upscroll text to the text counter. Should be a colon. Okay. And jump to the start. Now we also want to reset this one. So we'll just do that here. No need to let that code run at all if it's to be reset. Then probably I shouldn't use the move command here. But anyway, just for the fun of it. So let's see if that at least removes the bug or the freezing stuff. So this is line, so it's printing the line, so it's doing something. So it's not completely messed up, and now the freezing stopped because it actually restarts, which is fine. I think the reason this is off-centered has something to do with the pull routine. Maybe I'm copying from and to the wrong places. We can take a look at that. It looks correct. I'll check that in memory, see what it looks like there. Yeah, I can do that straight away. This is the part where the thinking starts. It's always the... But you can see that it's doing stuff, looks to be correct. So we're on the right track here. It's just, this is the... Yeah. Now the flip-flop and showing this screen versus showing that screen and pulling this screen versus pulling that screen has to be fixed. But anyway, let's take a look at so pull screen, that's 0974. So this is screen 1, blah 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 blah, and here we go. So 2B98. Yeah, this is weird. This cannot be correct. It's probably hard for you to see this one because the text is a bit small. But here he is reading from 2BC0 and is writing to 2B98, and that is correct. 2BC0 is, if I'm not mistaken, the last line. So 2800, no, moron. 2800, that's the memory address, plus 1000 in decimal. Holy crap. So 2800 decimal plus 1000, we are at 2BE8. So if we subtract 40, we are at 2BC0. So that's the second, or that is the last line. So 2BC0, which happens to be this one, that is perfect. And then he copies that to 2B98. Now this line here, 2680, that's the buffer. And also here is 268, yes, 2688. That looks correct, but he's writing to the wrong line here, 2F80. He should be writing to 2BC0. Which is very strange. Am I even writing to the correct screen here? So this is screen memory 1. Okay, 23. Let's check it. So 2F58. So I don't. Okay. So this is why sometimes you feel like an idiot. So screen memory 1, and I'm still using the X here, like I'm in a loop, but I'm no longer in a loop. So basically what I'll do is I'll put 1000 minus 40. That should be it. Let's see what happens then. Well, that's centered, so that fixed that. It also is apparent that we need to reset the scroll buffer, the text buffer. That has to be done before we actually write to it. So we write to it here, which means that we should just do that actually before we print a character. So we can do that at the top here. Now, do I have any free index registers? Yes, I do. So that's fine. So I want to print space characters to the print buffer. Here. Okay. Why does he not like that? I could, of course, also fill this one with spaces when I start it up. Yeah, it's still fetching some zero values and stuff here, so it's still not 100% this thing. But I fixed both of these ones, yeah, and I am right. Let's write to the correct screen memory here as well. So that's screen memory 2, this is screen memory 1. I'm not writing anything to this print buffer except inside the character print routine now. Only there, there, and there, yeah, so that should be fine. So let's just turn that off again to see that our text is still working. Yes. So it's just completely messed up, which is fine. We can just swap these around just to see if that makes any difference. No, not really. That did look worse though. Ah, yeah, okay. So space character obviously isn't a space character. I know what that was. No, one. Yes. Okay, so why is this messing up the print routine completely? Weird. Really weird. Yeah. Do we even need that one? Probably not. No. No, that was weird. It's probably something stupid again, but exactly what it is, I couldn't tell you right now. Let's see. So the reset works fine, the incrementing works fine, calculation works fine, and the print characters work fine, except when he's doing this. Must be something with this. Just for the fun of it. See if it makes any difference. No. And yeah, no, that looks correct. Then if all else fail, try to move stuff around And here I'm pretty sure I'm not using that anymore. Nah, makes no difference. Well, it looks like it's printing the last character. Tell me that's not it. Oh. So he's doing the last character, looks like. Yeah, that was weird. Well, what if we put it here then? That worked. That worked fine. I can't tell you right now why, but it's probably something stupid that I'm not seeing here, but that's fine. Do I use 0 page register 1 and 2 here? So I could actually put that on top. But anyway, that's not important. So, alright, then it's the fiddly part. So let's see here. The flip-flop starts at 0, which means he will show, I'm gonna put that to screen memory 2 and 1. So let's go back to our stuff. So print text to print buffer, that's fine. Display screen 1, is that what we're doing? No, I want to display screen 2, which we're gonna blank out. Print to the text buffer, pull screen 2, no. Soft scroll. I always hate this stuff. This is the worst part with double buffering. So display screen 2 is blank. We print some text to the text buffer. We soft scroll. And we pull screen 1. Doesn't that sound reasonable? So display screen 2, upscroller, soft scrolling. Once he's done, he will check the flippity flop. And if it's 0, he will do screen 2, and if it's FF, he will do screen 1. Yeah, okay, let's try it. Let's slow this thing down then. See how that goes. Yes, okay. So it's actually not gonna work. Because by the time you get back to pulling the first screen again, you have only pulled it. It needs to be pulled 2 characters. Yes. All right. When everything fails, start drawing. So we scroll the first pixel. So we are on screen 1. We are showing screen 1. So scroll the first pixel. Scroll the second pixel. Three. Oh my god, this is not gonna be pretty, but that doesn't matter. And then it's 4 pixels, and then it's 5 pixels. So if this is screen 1, we want the text to be written to line number 24. So I'm gonna have to write this up. So text to S124 and buffer. Maybe we only need 1 line of buffer, let's see. And then we soft scroll that part. And then we copy S124. So that's scroll up. So we put that one to S223. Yeah. Now we're getting somewhere. Flip it over. Sorry. And then we pull from the buffer to S224. That makes sense. So the pull routine is weird then. So let's pull screen 2. Let's just do that one first. It might be this loop here wasn't so smart after all. We'll see. So I said from screen memory 1, so that's screen 1 line 24, which is the 25th line, but line 0 is a line 2, so that's 40 times 24, and it should be screen memory 1. Should be written to screen memory 2, line 23. S223. Yes. and then we'll do that one. That's fine. So this one will be 40 times 24 as 224 and buffer. All right. Just for the fun of it. Yes. Okay. So then we need to take it from the top. We need to get that one from 1 to 0, because it's -1 now, from 24 to 23, from 25 to 24. Yes, that is correct. So we can use a loop there, but we can fix that later. So from 2 to 1, from 3 to 2, from 4 to 3, from 5 to 4, from 6 to 5, 7 to 6, 8 to 7, 9 to 8, 10 to 9, 11 to 10. This will overflow the branch for sure, so so 11. Okay, 19. 21, 22, 23, 20, 21, 22. That looks right. Unscrew this. There. Okay, so I think that's fine. Yeah. And then let's get back to our thinking box here. So we soft scroll. Let's see. We start by showing screen 1. Let's just get this straight from the beginning here. So if it's 0, it should show screen 1, and there should be 2. That's fine. The upscroller will then soft scroll that. He will flip it, and he will from 0 go to FF, which means he will pull screen 1, which is not correct. He should pull screen 2. Then he should pull screen 1. The question then is, when should we actually print the text? That should only be done during one of these calls. Well, the first bit of it looks correct. So I think if we just fix the pull screen 2 now, basically what we're just going to do, we copy this and change the thing around. Which is this part here. Right? Yes. However, show screen 1, soft scroll it up. Let's pretend it's already written. Then flip it to screen 1. Let's just basically turn these around. He's just repeating it's scrolling nicely now, but he's repeating the top line twice. So there is a bug in the copy sequence. But he's scrolling 2 lines and everything looks fine. So we're getting there. Does look like a small bug in the scroller though. That is probably the soft scrolling that I need to adjust, but that's fine. You can see the raster time is going all over the place, and that's no problem because it's always showing the opposite screen. So we have the flip-flop set up right now, at least. Let's just for the fun of it try to put that here just to see if that makes any difference. No. Yeah. We obviously need to copy the print buffer also, because when we print out, which we could change it, but I'm not gonna do that now. Let's just, that is a small optimization I could probably do later, but let's just try and do it like that. Not sure if that's gonna make any difference. Yes, it does. So there we go. we have to actually pull the second line on the buffer, which makes sense since we're printing to it. We could have avoided it by writing, or only have one line buffer, because we could write to the 24th line and the buffer line, but screw it, that really doesn't matter. But yes, we have our upscroller and it is working. Now the only thing, I will tidy up this code in between episodes, make some loops and things like that. But at least it's a little bit, as you can see, fiddly to get this double buffering functioning properly. Because you have to do everything in the right sequence, and one tiny bit off and it's not going to work. It's going to be buggy. The print text routine is fine. Only thing, as I said, I might consider doing a left and right alignment in here. I'm not sure. I'll think about it. But for this part it's fine. I'll put some loop on this, tidy up the comments here, and what else was I talking about? Yeah, it was this soft scroll value. So if it is 10, that's gonna mess it up, huh? Yes. Unless I write it at the same time. Yeah, that works. Maybe this isn't buggy at all, it's just that this flashy thing makes it a little bit... Sometimes this emulator is giving some lag as well, so this might actually be okay. I'm set to 50 frames per second, which is not synchronized with the monitor. 60, it goes a little faster, but yeah, anyway, I'll figure that out. So I think that's good enough for this time. As I said, the only thing remaining now is tidy up the code a little bit, and I'll double check that there's no bug on this thing. And then I think we have reached the end at this time. And I will make a short snippet just to show you the end result, but there's no more coding except for this alignment thing, which is just simply, I can quickly explain how I would do that. So here, where we are done calculating the line, I take 28 and I subtract it from the 0-page temp. Now, if I were to not do that, but instead I would set p temp, that should give me a right alignment. No, left alignment. Well, that totally messed up. Obviously we're not going to LSR it. Yeah, not fully right, so I need to look a little bit on that. But basically I can control that with these ones. That should left align it at least, yes. So that part is very easy, but right alignment, that's basically 28. Shouldn't it be just to take the set p temp value? That's left aligned. Hang on. What's happening here? So, okay. I'm using that value and I'm adding to it here. Set p temp. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, not good. Yes, because I will need to do the same. Yeah, because set p temp is the top line and temp 1 is the bottom line. So left align should work. And the set p temp, is that not the actual width of the text? So I'll need to take 40 minus that. So don't do the LSR, stupid. There you go. So right aligned. Wow. Okay, I need a break. So guys, happy coding, take care, and I'll be back to show you the result, just a small preview. And then I hadn't planned to do any more videos for now in terms of C64 and coding and these things, but you know, feel free to make any requests or something like that, or if somebody's interested in some let's say tutorials or in-depth programming series and things like that for specifically the C64, then that's something I would definitely be willing to do if there is an interest for it. So please let me know if that is the case. Okay guys, thank you for watching, and as I said, we'll be back with a small video to show you what it looks like. So take care and cheers.